All right there, and how you doing? During the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, I've been signed off work. I was signed off work a long time before that, due to ongoing illness, and for a large amount of that time, it's absolutely fine. Getting statutory sick pay, rent all covered, and everything. And it struck me during the pandemic time that times are tougher for me, and only when pushed from finding things slightly more difficult financially, I thought, well, I'll apply for what's legally mine, what I'm entitled to, and I applied for a slight amount of rent benefit, and I got it. And whilst I've been dealing with the universal credit system, I've looked into how other people are being dealt with because of the pandemic. I've also had to phone them on a couple of occasions where you get a standard minute long message talking about the fact that during COVID-19 you do not have to prove you're looking for work, which if you're on job seekers allowance you have to spend 39 hours a week and be able to prove that looking for work to qualify for your £80 a week or whatever it is. I'm not entirely sure. Job seekers allowance. That's on hold. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go into the benefit office. There are no sanctions against people for not satisfying their requirements by law to be searching for work. Everything is just on a level. There are a record amount of people, obviously, because of the amount of businesses have gone bust due to the pandemic. There's a record amount of people claiming universal credit, and it would seem that when there is a potentially fatal illness doing the rounds globally, a pandemic, people are taken into consideration, or their lives are taken into consideration as just needing money at the basic level to just survive, the pittance that a universal credit claim will give you. What's different about this time compared with any other time? Human beings still need that basic amount of money. There should be a system. Sure, it's got to be means tested, and sure, it's easy to abuse, and all of that needs to be taken into consideration. There's got to be means testing and everything like that, but there's got to be a basic situation beneath it all that basically says here is a set amount of money from taxation while you're working as a complete and utter crash mat for you. Here is enough so you will not go under. Every landlord needs to be forced to accept people who are on benefits. There should be just a standard amount, a reasonable living amount of money that people who've fallen on hard times get without any means testing, any questions asked. It should just be there. It's as simple as that. Worldwide, globally, we've worked out how fragile the economic system is during this pandemic, and I think a lot of people en masse who once probably thought a life on benefits was a complete and utter life of Riley, a complete and utter DOS, a complete and utter joy to behold. Everybody has this idea that everybody just smokes weed, wakes up at midday and listens to Pink Floyd. Couldn't be further from the truth. Life whilst unemployed and not having much money, you have a subsistence life. It's as simple as that. You have a subsistence life, which isn't much fun. Yeah, you've got the time, but you haven't got the money, and you'll soon find out, as I think a lot of people have, that without money, a lot of your pleasures are going to have to go hang. But I think that the economic world, knowing how cutthroat it is probably scrabbling to get back to some kind of normal where people are treated as a commodity and as something that, although universally accepted, we need this amount of money to just at least survive. We'll go back to being means tested and having things taken away from us that we can't live without, and thus forcing people onto the street, etc., etc. I don't need to go on about this. No one needs a sociological lesson on what happens when people lose the basics of having an income and a roof over their head. We've all acknowledged and we've all had this sensation of all being together, which we are. The working classes especially, You're all actually it's not everybody's in the same boat. The middle classes are in one boat, the working classes are in another boat, and the upper classes are in another boat. But we're all on a level at those varying stages with regards to what a great leveler within your class COVID-19 has been. But we need to take everything that we've learned. Like, people don't necessarily need to be working in an office. People can work from home, and it's been proved. People need, and it's been acknowledged during this time, a basic amount of money to survive. Sometimes you fall on hard times, you've still got money coming in. Landlords need to accept that times change for people that are their tenants, and they can't have a blanket ban on people on benefits being in their properties. There's got to be more leniency. We've got to take something from this, that we go into a world that accepts that a lot of people have had a taste of what it is like for the people who fall on hard times, and now that a vast majority of people kind of understand hardship, let's take something with us which is a little bit more compassion, a little bit more understanding for the fact that we do just need that level of income security just to live. Let that be one of the lessons from COVID-19.